Hi, beautiful moms. Welcome back to Single Mom Diary, where every story is real, raw, and full of heart. One mom, many dreams. Mamas, I want to be real with you today. I'm going to share my divorce story, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Because I know many of you watching have been through or are going through the same thing. And I want you to know you are not alone. Take a deep breath, grab a cup of tea, and just sit with me for a moment. This is a safe space. Setting the scene, life before divorce. Before my divorce, life looked normal. I had a house, a husband, a child, or children, and I thought we had it all together. But behind closed doors, things were falling apart. I remember the nights lying awake, pretending everything was fine while my heart was breaking. Many of us stayed too long trying to make it work, thinking love alone can fix everything. But love can't fix a partnership that's no longer mutual. The turning point. Why I divorced. There came a moment when I realized staying would cost me more than leaving. It wasn't a sudden lightning strike. It was a series of small realizations that hit me over time. I noticed that despite all my efforts, trying to communicate, compromise, and hold us together, I was constantly drained, emotionally and mentally. I felt unseen, unheard, and often taken for granted. It wasn't about one big fight. It was the accumulation of small things. The broken promises, the lack of support, the constant feeling that I was carrying the weight of our family alone. I realized that my marriage had stopped being a partnership and had become a source of constant stress. Arguments over money, parenting, and daily life were exhausting. There was no respect, no real connection, just survival. And I started asking myself the hardest question: is this what I want for the rest of my life? It was even harder because I worried about my kids. I asked myself over and over, am I being selfish? Am I ruining their lives? But then I realized something important. Staying in a home filled with tension, unhappiness, and resentment would teach them the wrong lessons about love, boundaries, and self-worth. So I made the choice, not out of anger, not out of revenge, but out of love. Love for myself, love for my children, love for the life I still wanted to live. That was the turning point. I remember sitting quietly one night after my kids had gone to bed and just breathing. For the first time in years, I felt a tiny spark of hope. I knew that leaving would hurt. It would be messy and it would be scary, but staying would hurt more. And in that clarity, I found courage. The courage to end a chapter that no longer served me and to start the next one, even if I didn't yet know what it would look like. Life during divorce. The divorce process itself, it's messy, emotional, and exhausting. There were days I felt like I couldn't breathe. Nights I cried myself to sleep. But there were also moments of clarity. Moments when I realized I was doing the right thing for me and my kids. I started creating routines, leaning on friends, and learning to trust myself again. It wasn't instant happiness. It was tiny victories. A smile from my child. A quiet morning where I felt peace. A dinner I cooked without arguing with anyone. These little moments reminded me, life could still be beautiful. Through this journey, I learned so many lessons I wish someone had told me earlier. 1. Your worth is not defined by your relationship. You are enough. 2. It's okay to ask for help. Lean on friends, family, or even support groups. You don't have to do this alone. 3. You can still be a great parent and take care of yourself. Sometimes we feel guilty, but showing our kids courage and resilience is a gift. even on the hardest days, I discovered joy. I started saying yes to things I never thought I could do alone. Small trips with my kids, learning new skills, even just laughing again without feeling guilty. Divorce is not the end, it's the beginning of a new chapter. There are still hard days, but I am no longer trapped by fear, by trying to please everyone, or by living a life that isn't mine. To all the single moms watching, your life is not over. You are writing the next chapter, and you can make it beautiful. You can love yourself, your children, and your future. Even if it's scary, even if it feels impossible, trust me, you are capable of more than you know. Here are practical encouragement and support tips helped me survive and even thrive after divorce. Create a support system. Friends, family, online communities. Surround yourself with positivity. Prioritize self-care. Even 5 minutes a day matters. Focus on your kids' happiness and yours. Balance is key. Set new goals. Start small. Dream big. This is your chance to rebuild. Some days I just focused on breakfast with my kids or finishing a book or taking a short walk. You are brave, strong, and capable. Every day you choose yourself is a victory. Life doesn't end with divorce. It's a chance to find yourself, to grow, and to create a life full of love, joy, and courage. You've got this.